And I need to get rid of the oil leak, but also I need to dress it up a bit so it looks nicer when it goes back into our shiny new engine bay. Now the thing is, having cleaned off all the oil, I can't still see where it's coming from because, of course, the oil isn't under pressure and therefore not leaking out. So the next thing I have to do is to fire this little chap up.
Starting an engine on the bench is a bit Heath Robinson, but it can be done.
So getting an engine to run outside of the car isn't as hard as you might think. We've connected up the radiator, popped some water in there so the engine is going to cool. We have fuel, courtesy of an old petrol tank. And then down here we actually have a battery which is going to run the electrical systems. So I need to connect up the coil, but also I can then fire over the starter motor with the same lead. Now the idea is once the engine is running, oil is going to be pumped around the engine under pressure. So wherever there is a leak, the oil should then come out.
The engine reaches temperature after a few minutes, so where are those leaks?
Now, the good news, I guess, is that there's no serious oil leaks, certainly from the high-pressure oil side. There's, like, nothing coming out of the oil filter or any of the senders. Maybe a little bit of moisture on the rocker cover gasket. Let's have a look on this side. Yeah, it's actually much worse on this side, so I think we'll change that gasket for sure. I mean, looking closely, I can see a little tiny bit of moisture just on the bottom edge of these two cover plates, which is a classic place for oil to leak from an A-series engine. And because this is the low pressure size, it would normally take ages for that oil to build up. So clearly the state the engine was in when we first started to clean it hadn't been looked at for ages and ages. So I think just to be safe, I'm going to change the gaskets on these as well, and then hopefully our engine's good to go.
I remove the manifold to gain better access to the inspection plates below. Right, let's pull off the rocker cover. Now for the rocker cover gasket. I need to clean all of the old gasket from both the head and the rocker cover before fitting the new one.
Well, I've got the old gaskets off these metal covers, but they do need a bit of a clean and then perhaps a lick of paint, so over to the parts washer.
Even after a clean, these parts are not presentable, so a basic aerosol paint job will bring them up to scratch. And here's the new cork gasket. The sealer does what it says on the tin and sticks it into place. Now I can reassemble the rocker cover, not forgetting the sealing washers that sit below the retaining bolts. I also reseal the inspection covers, which were the original source of the leak.
With the gaskets changed, we've now sorted out our oil leak problem, and these freshly painted parts are making the engine look much smarter. But I think even more paint is required.
This paint is heavier duty than the spray can and will stick to the block despite higher temperatures. I'm using the classic BMC green engine paint that would have come out of the factory nearly 50 years ago.
Hey Velocity fans, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to get more great videos.